Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I want to talk about the rumor going around that they are making a traditional style Paper Mario game, apparently for this year. I know there's a rumor about a 2D Metroid as well, but for this I wanted to talk about the Paper Mario game because the big thing about it is that the rumor states that it's supposed to be a traditional style Paper Mario game. That would be incredible. A lot of us have really wanted Paper Mario to go back to its roots of just being a plain old RPG where you get partners and you get into combat, timed attacks. There you go. That's Paper Mario, along with the puzzle elements and stuff within the world and everything. But a lot of us fans have pretty much just given up on Paper Mario. I remember when they made Color Splash, I went back and forth on that game so much because graphically it looked really, really cool. Apparently the text was also really good. People know me by now. I skip text a lot, so I kind of missed out on that, and I don't really remember it at this point. I never ended up finishing the game. I did like going back and trying to fill in all the paint spots, but in general, it was one of those games where it was good, but also not good because it just felt like they put in this gimmick, and the gimmick in that game was that you use the gamepad and you use these cards to attack, and I just didn't find that fun. But it was a shame because the game itself was pretty cool other than the gameplay. And that's where it's just like, oh my gosh, if they could just go back to their roots. And for this rumor to state that they are, I'm very excited. But it's funny because I saw Roger's Base tweet about this, and he said he doesn't even want to believe it because he doesn't want to get his hopes up at all, and that's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to get my hopes up because this is something that I've wanted to come back for a long time. It's really getting old when they announce a Paper Mario game, and it's like, I get excited, and then instantly it's like, ugh, it's gonna be something I probably am not really gonna like. And I get that there's probably people that liked the other Paper Marios, I understand that, but a lot of us really want the old school style to come back. And, you know, with stating that, it's not even that they can't try anything, but it's the fact that the core of the game needs to be there. If they want to add some other sub thing to the game, go for it. But the combat needs to be there. And I think not having partners is a big deal. To be honest though, if they just brought it back to the original combat and there were no partners, I would be okay with it, but obviously I would prefer it if they made new partners and partners were a part of the game, because that was always a big part of Paper Mario. And even going back to Mario RPG, I loved playing that game multiple times because you could change how you leveled up your party and you could change who was in your party. So with Paper Mario, it was similar. I don't think I replayed it as much to specifically do that, but it was cool how you could play the game primarily with one character and then switch it up the next time. So I obviously would like the partners to come back, but honestly, if they didn't and they just made the combat back to the way it used to be, I think it would just be phenomenal. Every game that's been coming to the Switch has been getting what I call the Switch treatment. I've talked about that a couple times, and I think other people have said it too. But basically, they take a game series and they kind of rejuvenate it. You got Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. Not that the other games are terrible or anything, but they kind of gave new life to these series and made kind of like the quote-unquote ultimate version. I'm not saying that these games are automatically better than the old ones or whatever. This isn't some type of argument or debate about that. It's just that all these games are a big deal, and they mean a lot to a lot of people for the amount that they changed up and put into these games. And with change up, I basically just mean they really push the limits of these games, is basically what I'm getting at. Because with Paper Mario, I don't want them to change what they used to have. What I want them to do is take what they used to have and amp it up. Maybe now in this one, which I know you could do it in Mario RPG, but maybe in this one you can have 2 people in your party at one time. Maybe there's a point in the game where something happens to Mario and now you only use party members. I mean, there are things that they could do to really make it unique with the old school style. They don't need to change up all these things to make a Paper Mario game. And I remember before, I guess what they said was that since the Mario and Luigi series was going on, I guess they said that they felt that there was no need to have 2 mainline RPG games, and I guess that's why they changed up the Paper Mario games, but that reason is now gone, and now it's only the Switch. I know someone's probably going to try to argue that 3DS is still a thing, but it's very clear that they're only going to pretty much be working on the Switch. So I think it's time for the old school Paper Mario to come back. And you know what? If the title does bad, then they'd have an argument on changing up the style. But I have a very strong feeling that if they make a traditional style Paper Mario game, it will sell very well. Because I know sometimes that when it comes to these titles, yeah, there's a lot of people saying that they want it, but how much does that relate to sales? With this series though, however, I think it would do very, very well. There is a huge fan base that has just pretty much given up on Paper Mario because they don't make them like they did. And it's always weird saying stuff like that because it comes off as if it's like, oh, you just don't want them to change stuff. But it's like, some things, you experiment with it a little bit, and then if it doesn't work out, you kind of go back. I mean, the Mario games have had tons of different things happening with them, but it's the fact that the core is still there. Mario Odyssey still has the core in it. Even if you're not the biggest fan of Cappy, the platforming is there. And again, that doesn't mean that they can't change up stuff, but normally it's like, yeah, make a one-off and then kind of go back. With Paper Mario, it's just been anything that they want, basically. It's just been random to me. And with how many fans have disliked what they've been doing with the series, I think it's time to go back. And they are aware of it, because I remember one interview, one of the creators stated something about if there was enough fan demand that they would re-release or remaster or whatever A Thousand Year Door. And I always thought that was a really interesting thing that was said, because there clearly is enough fan demand, and I wonder if by saying that, they kind of got an idea of how much fan demand there is for an old school Paper Mario game, and maybe that's where they were just like, yeah, we're not gonna remake it at this point, we'll just make a whole new game. So I hope that this rumor is true, but I'm not gonna really have my hopes up, because until I see that trailer, who knows if that game is actually coming out, who knows if it really is a traditional style Paper Mario game. It is a really, really random rumor. That's what makes this so interesting, is that not only is it random that it's Paper Mario, but it's also the fact that it says it's a traditional style Paper Mario game. So either the person who started this rumor knew that fans wanted this, or it means the rumor is based on some facts. I don't know. It's just such a random thing, along with a 2D Metroid game. I don't know. I don't really know what to think of it, except for the fact that I would be pumped if it ends up happening. So that's all I really have to say about this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this. Are you excited for a new Paper Mario game to come out? Do you not really care about the series? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you actually think this is going to happen? That I'm also very curious about. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and want to support my content, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.